You know, I've had a lot on my mind the past couple of days, and I wanted to get on here, and hopefully, there's some people that will see this. Um, I just wanted to let people know that, like, for instance, when you go and you get upset with somebody or you judge them because they do a certain thing that you don't like or whatever, um because I'm just going to say this happened to me. It's like the things that I've been through is I don't trust people anyway. um and sometimes I may like look at somebody to uh I guess more or less I'm a people watcher. Um, and I don't come out as being very talkative, and a lot of times I don't even talk. I may just look at somebody and watch them or whatever to kind of figure out maybe what type of a person they are, or I'm wondering something, and I'm like running it over in my head or whatever, and um as you've if you've watched any of my videos before, going through a life of being stalked for years, um, and I'm just going to say it because you guys that wish uh, that you want to see me fail, or you want to see me upset, or you want to see bad things for me, um, you know, when I say these things, you can go ahead and you can laugh or you can do whatever you want to, because whatever um, things that you put out in the atmosphere when you laugh at people and you uh, trod on them, and you're happy to see them fail or whatever, it's going to come back on you. So you go ahead and you laugh, because when bad things happen to you, to make you realize, oh, how did I used to be? I used to be laughing at people, wishing them harm, doing no good, and laughing at their downfalls or whatever, and then bad things start happening to you as a person, where God teaches you, how to treat others, and then that comes to your memory. You think about that, because I'm not going to worry about it. You can laugh at me if you want to. I'm used to it. But when I stare at somebody, is not because I mean to be rude or anything, but I might be studying that person or trying to figure out if that person is a good person or are you a bad person. And a lot of times I do that to try to figure that out. And when that happened to me here, I don't know, a while, not long ago, and I heard this person say, that they were sick and tired of me staring. Well, and walked off. And then the other person they were with was rude and rolling their eyes and sticking their nose up in the air and all this stuff. Well, let me go ahead and tell you, you don't know what I've been through, and you can judge and you can get mad or whatever, and think in your own mind whatever you want to think about me, but you don't know me. And a lot of times when I see people act like that, it's like a lot of times I don't even allow them to get to know me, because you judged me, and it says in the Bible, you shall not judge. I'm very strict on myself of who I let really get to know me or whatever. And you can't just go and get mad and judge me and make fun of me and make faces at me and do all this stuff, and think that think that you're funny and laugh about it and go on. You have no idea and I have no idea what some other people have been through either. So I don't have no right to judge because of how they act or how what how they look at people or whatever, you know. I don't have a right to judge and say that. Just like you don't have a right to judge me just because of how I might look at somebody or whatever, because you don't know what I've been through. You have not walked in my shoes and you have no idea. So don't go and judge me and not like me just because you're thinking something in your mind that's probably not even true. So I know that's just, you know, I kind of battled with even coming on here and saying this, but I see people do it a lot, and especially when that happened, and then the person, a grown person of all things, should know better. Not a young person, a grown person should have had more respect and dignity about themselves rather than to snarl their nose up in the air and look and roll their eyes and act like snuffing somebody. And when I seen it and turned around and seen it, well, I gave you the look right back because of what you were doing to me. I mean, you don't know me. Have you tried to talk to me? No, you haven't. Do you know me? No, you don't. You only know what you hear, and what you see is probably not even what you're thinking. Don't judge people. Get to know them first before you make a judgment. Excuse me. And then these people that are directed and asked to do things to other people and are told, oh, this person done that, or this person's like this or like that, so we're going to do this to them, or let's do this, or you know, or trying to find people to do mean stuff to other people. You know, that's their viewpoint. How do you know that that other person is really what they are saying they are? You don't know because you don't know that person. And it takes a while to really get to know somebody. You can't just speak to them one day and figure out what kind of a person they are. You just can't do it. And believing what other people say, you know, I've always heard there's two sides to a story. But I say there's three sides because there's your side, there's my side, and there's the truth. So I always say there's three sides. So don't always believe everything you hear and half of only what you see. And stop judging. And just because I might look at you doesn't mean that I'm a bad person or that I'm weird or I'm this or that. I might be trying to figure you out to see if you're a good person or not. So, you know, you need to think about that. And I don't really care anymore who likes me or whatever. I really don't care. I mean, yeah, I'd like to have friends, but if you don't want to be my friend, I don't care. It don't bother me anymore. And if you want to go and you want to make fun of me and laugh at me when you walk by or whatever, you go right ahead because it's going to come back to you. And it may not come back right away, but it will eventually come back to you because that is God's word. And, you know, His word doesn't go forth void. So, you know, do unto others as you would have them to do unto you. And it says in the Bible, you shall reap what you sow. And if you sow bitterness and anger and hostility toward people, eventually you're going to get that back. And if you keep trying to get people on your side and asking them to do things, to do mean things to other people, to satisfy your own conscience or whatever it is that you're trying to uplift yourself or do for yourself or whatever. Have you ever thought about that eventually these people are going to start thinking in their minds, well, what a manipulative, I can't say it, person that this person really is. And how do I know that if they get mad at me, they won't do the same thing to me? And a lot of people will eventually run from that, and they'll ghost you, and they'll do other things too. And you'll see that you will lose people, those people that are good and the ones that really think, about it. So be careful how you treat people and what you say, and how you react to the way people look at you. I mean, I've seen people look at me and have such a mean, hateful look on their face or whatever, and then I found out later on some things that they were going through, maybe they couldn't help but to have that look on their face because they were upset, and it didn't really mean that they were looking at me that way. It's just that they were upset and they were thinking about it at the time, and you just happened to be the one to go by them, walk by them, and them give you a nasty look, and you might have smiled or whatever, and they gave you a nasty look back, and they probably in their own mind didn't even realize that you went past them and that they didn't smile at you because of all the problems and the things that they were running around in their mind and being upset over. So, quit being so offensive out there, and quit being so paranoid and thinking that people have done this or that to you, and quit believing everything that everybody says and saying that this person done this to you or that, or I heard this or that. Quit believing everything you hear, because it's going to end up getting you in trouble before it's over with. If you're smart, you won't listen. You'll investigate on your own, and you'll find out the real truth. And like I say, sometimes everything you see is not always what you see. Sometimes it's different. So you can't judge. You don't know, and you don't know the heart of man. Only God knows the heart of man, and only God knows what's truly going on. And that's why he tells us, do not judge.